Hi all, welcome to my YouTube lecture. In this session, we are learning about for loop statement. We try writing Verilog code using for loop statement. For loop explanation goes like this. The keyword used is for. The for loop contains three parts as in the case of C programming. An initial condition, a check to see if the termination condition is true or else we call it as conditional, a procedural assignment to change value of the control variable, that is I++ or count++, whatever is. Here I am taking one simple example just to explain you the working of it. I have declared integer count. Whenever we declare it as just integer, assume that count will be treated as 32 bits. It's as good as defining reg 31 down to 0 count. Initial, for count is equal to 0 is the initial condition, the first part of the three parts of for loop, initialization. Second is condition, count is less than 128 till count reaches 127 from 0. This statement gets executed. Then the last one is procedural assignment to change the value of the control variable. The control variable is count. I'm incrementing it. You can increment or you can decrement. You can add 2 at a time, 3 at a time, whatever you wish you can perform. So when the condition is satisfied in the console, the display system task displays the count. Same example, we will take it in the Xilinx environment and we'll check how it works. I have taken the same code. A small change I have made. I have included a delay of #5. The reason remains the same as I quoted in the previous session. That is, if I don't mention it, all these increments till 128 happens in zero simulation time. You'll not be able to see the each and individual count. In order to keep track of all the increments, I'm defining #5. It is just optional. You can give any other delay. If you don't give any delay, directly count will reach 128 in your simulator window, which is not practical. In practical cases, you should have certain delays. Let me simulate this code and we'll check how it operates. So I repeat, this code counts from 0 to 127 and thereon it remains same. Once it reaches 128, it does not enter the loop. You can see here, I'll zoom to fit and I just change the radix to unsigned, and you can check at every 5 nanoseconds your count is incrementing. So till 128, 127 it increments. Once it reaches 128, it will not display. So here in the console you can check. I'll just take the console up so that it is much more easily visible for you. From count equal to 0, it starts count equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 till 127. So it is just incrementing, and as it reaches 128, it starts displaying. Here you can see because it has already incremented. Here you can see that at every 5 nanoseconds, your display system task is displaying this thing. That's why you are able to view the count increments in the console. So this is how this for loop works, and here we have a single statement inside this loop. Hence, we are not enclosing it within begin and end. We shall take one more example of for loop statements. Here the problem statement is initialize an array or memory. So memory in microcontrollers or in processors, memory will be arranged in a rack kind of structure, wherein each of the location will be having certain bits to be stored, and such a number of locations will be there. Here I am defining tick define max underscore states 32, means wherever in your code max underscore states appears, 32 will be assigned to it. Integer state 0 to tick max underscore state means 32 minus 1, 0 up to 31. It means I have 32 elements. It's as good as writing like this. 32 elements, and each element is having 32 bits capacity. Each location is having storage of 32 bits. This is the meaning of this integer state. Integer I have just used it to in order to index each of the location. Initial, begin. I have two for loops. Here what we are doing is we are initializing all even locations with 0 and we are initializing all odd locations with 1. So let me just explain you using just tell you how it works out. Let me explain you with the memory locations. Think that the memory location would look like this in the rack kind of shape. This is the first location, second location, third location, fourth location, and nth location. So in our case, we have defined an integer with state. How many such elements are there? From 0 to 31 elements. Each element will be having what is the capacity? 32 bits, because it has been declared as integer. It has been declared as integer, hence each will be of 32 bits. First location, second location, everything will be of 32 bits. So this is how the memory are built up or set up. Here what we are doing is all the odd locations I'll take it here. 0 is a even location. This is even location. 4 is a even location. So like that continues. And odd locations are, this is even, even, even. This is odd location, odd location, odd. This is odd location. It continues. All the even locations should be initialized with 1. All the odd locations should be initialized with 0. So this is what we are supposed to do it in Verilog coding that we are taking, that we are. So I have taken the same code. I just completed it. It was a pseudo code there in the slides. Take define max underscore states, a module for loop example, integer I, 0 to 31. It's as good as 0 to 31. All the even locations are initialized with 0. I just said it another way. Let it be in any way. All even locations I'm initializing it to be 0. All odd locations I'm initializing it to be 1. How it is done? First for loop. For I is equal to 0. I less than 32, because 32 is a maximum number, because number of elements are 32, 0 to 31. So 32 is not a case at all. So till 31 it increments. So but it is incrementing it in a different fashion. I'm initializing it to be 0. So when it increments, it will go to the next location would be 2. State of 0, state of 2, state of 4, state of 5, state of 6, state of 8, state of 10. It goes on continuing till state of 30. The initialization happens with 0. Here the same thing, but initialization is done as 1. Same, the condition is same, and I'm incrementing 2 now. All the odd locations will be fetched. State of 1, state of 3, state of 5, state of 7, state of 9, everything will be assigned with, and state of 31 will be assigned with 1. Let us check whether it is working in the same fashion or not by simulation. So this also you can use if you have a long code and if you want to change at lot many things, lot many bits. So here this is an array. Let me keep it in radix unsigned. It will be easy for reading. So you can see that all even and odd locations are set with either of the bit. I just open it up. You can check. It's an array of 32 elements. It's an array of 32 elements. So all these elements, see here, last least significant bit. This is a even location set to 0, odd location set to 1, even location set to 0, odd location set to 1. It goes on continuing. So this is one of the applications of for loop. You can do the same thing repetitively till that condition is satisfied. So we could study about the for loop in this session. If you have any doubts, please put it in the comment box, and we shall see you in the next video with the special kind of loop statements. They are repeat and forever loop. Thank you.